for coming today. Officer Cudley has agreed to let us interview him today. When you were little, what did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was little, I always wanted to be a police officer. I always admired the profession. I thought it was really admirable of what police officers did, and I wanted to be a servant. I wanted to serve people in my community, and I just kind of always wanted to be a police officer. And well, at first when I was a boy, I just thought it was fun and it was a cool thing, and you got guys that ride around in cool police cars. And so I think that's what initially grabbed me, as just being a little youngster. And then as I got older, I took part in a couple of youth police academies when I was in middle school. And then in high school, the police department that in our neighborhood, Canton Township Police Department, they had an Explorer program. And that was for kids 14 to 21 who were interested in being in law enforcement. And it was basically a program where you could go to twice a month, and for 3 hours you got instructions on different police topics. So when I was 14 and in high school, I joined that, and I was in it until I turned 21, and I was able to learn all about what it meant to be a police officer, their virtues of loyalty and duty and respect and selfless service and integrity and personal courage. And I really fostered that as a young adult, and through high school and college and through police academy. And that really is what drew me to really know what it was like to be a police officer and really want to be a police officer.
What schools did you go to? Like what college? How many years did you go to college?
Well, I grew up on the east side of the state, and so I went to schools in Canton Township. Our high school there was really big, so we had 6,000 students at our high school, and it was 3 high schools on one park, on one campus. So I went to Salem High School, and also I had classes in Canton High School and in Plymouth High School. So following that, I went to Grand Valley, and I felt like that really helped me transition from a big high school to a big university. And so I kind of migrated to the west side of the state, which is better than the east side of the state, in my opinion, now that I've been here for a good number of years. But I went to Grand Valley. I went and got a Bachelor's of Science degree in criminal justice, and I did their police academy at Grand Valley as well. And then in this fall, I start back at Grand Valley with my master's program in public administration. So learning is definitely a lifelong adventure, and it's something that you should never stop doing. So I'm excited to go back to school.
How long have you been a police officer?
Well, I've been a police officer for about 4 years. Obviously, I'm with Grand Rapids Police Department with my uniform and the patches, but I worked in Norton Shores Police Department for 2 years before being with Grand Rapids.
How long do you work each day?
I work Tuesday to Friday, and I work a 10-hour shift. So I come in at 8 o'clock, and I get to go home at 6 o'clock.
Is your job hard?
Well, I wouldn't say my job is hard. I think there can be challenging at times, but I really enjoy what I do, and so my perspective of work isn't work. It's just it's a fun place that I get to go to, and of course I like to challenge myself and really interact with different kids and really do the best job that I can do. So I wouldn't say that it's hard, just it can be challenging at times.
What kind of police car do you have?
A fast one. I just have a regular police car. So being at the youth center, I'm not out on patrol every day, meaning that I'm not out there responding to calls for help or emergencies or making traffic stops. And so I have an older police car that still works, but it's just a bit older. So it's not like have you seen the SUVs? It's not that, it's just the regular kind of old-fashioned looking police car. But it still works and it's safe.
How do you respond to dangerous situations, which I'm guessing you don't?
Well, there are times when there are dangerous situations. So even at like the Boys and Girls Club, you got to be constantly thinking about, well, what were to happen if we were to have a fire, or what if somebody came in that wasn't supposed to be? How do I respond to that? And so I take a lot of time to focus on our policies and procedures. Fortunately, we really haven't had anything like that at the Boys and Girls Club, and I think that's because we take the time and the practice to go through those scenarios and practice how to respond to it. But when I worked on patrol, both in Norton Shores and with Grand Rapids before I was assigned to the Boys and Girls Club, I would be responsible for going to calls. And of course, there's dangerous ones, but the way you look at a call is basically you want to think big picture. So when you get, like in school, when you get presented with a problem, do you just think of a single solution, or do you think of a lot of solutions?
A lot.
Yeah, you try and think of a lot of different solutions. So whenever you encounter a call that you're going to, you try and think of all the different possibilities that you could have so that you could be the best prepared.
Ever get scared as a police officer?
Sure. I mean, I'm Josh Cudney, and I'm just a person, you know. Do you get scared sometimes? It's no different. Now, what I've learned to do, and what they teach us in training in police academy, and as you get older and you have more experiences, you learn how to kind of harness your fear. I mean, we're people just like everybody else. So I've cried, I've had moments where I'm scared to death, but what I've had to learn to do is channel that fear into positive experiences. And so when I get frightened, I know that, okay, this is a scary situation, but I got to remember, keep calm, control my breathing, remember that I've been through training, that I've worked hard at practicing these things through scenario type training, and I remember, you know what, I'm here to help somebody else. So I just remember those things, and I stay focused, and I'm very thankful that at our police department in Grand Rapids, and really all the police departments in Michigan, they focus a lot on training. You can never train too much. And so we train and we train and we train so that when we get into a scary moment, we're acting on what we've been trained to.
Do you have a family? Do you enjoy working with kids?
I do. I have a family. I just got married a few months ago to Ann, and it's wonderful to be married. And we live together in Grand Rapids. Let's see. I live next door to my brother. You got any family? Or a brother or sister?
Sister.
A sister. So you know what it's like to be living with a sister. So sometimes my brother and I, we don't always get along, but I love being next to my brother, and I love having a family and one that is supportive of me, and me being supportive of the things that they do. So I'm very grateful to have a wonderful family, and I'm the youngest in my family and extended family, so I've always kind of been the baby of the family, and I feel like that's given me a lot of good experiences. And in the same token, I do it. It's given me a good appreciation.
Have you enjoyed working at our school? Are the kids really good?
Yeah, I love coming here to Harrison Park. This is a really good school, and I'm grateful for Miss Giuliani as the KSSN worker, and she's been very gracious and constantly keeping me involved with the school and being able to come here and hang out with y'all and do things like this. So it's a really good school, and I'm sure you love being a student here, and the kids here are wonderful.
Thank you very much for taking the time to our media team.
Thank you.